Club. As as always, we want to thank our collaborators, it's the Games and Sims Network, and also the Inevitable Betrayal Guild. Now, the social media we're using is hashtag Metagame and also hashtag GBL. For this week, we're going to do level 3. So if you're doing audio, it'll be on level 3. But if you're reading the book, it's pages 266 to the very end, page 372. And all I have to say about that is charity, hope, and faith. You read more. Oh, and and the Gunters declare all-out war on the Sixers, and top Gunters accuse the Sixers of kidnapping and murder. And is the hunt for the Halliday's egg finally over? So that's the headlines for this week's reading. What we also put in there was a little bit of interactive fiction for you, and it's something called Secret Net, and I think you'll really see that it works well being aligned with this section of the book. And as you're reading this book, in any book that you're reading, think about it, especially if you're doing it for your students for a class. Could you align a game, even something like an interactive fiction game, a shorter game, with the book you're reading? It's just something that you might be able to get some of your students a bit more involved, or it might get your students to have a little more empathy for the character and a little more involvement in the material. So discussion questions will go up on Wednesday. And we're keeping the discussion questions from last week because we really didn't get a chance to go over them in our Saturday discussion. For the dystopian arcade, we do have a suggestion for a pairing with this week's reading. Now, John Spike arranged the dystopian arcade for us. We're suggesting that you go with the Republica Times because we think it'll fit in with the readings for this time, especially if you want to imagine that the Sixers won. So for Ingress, we will continue playing Ingress, and that will be part of our discussion for Saturday. The Foasis, of course, is back. Here's the current leaderboard, but trust me, we're going further than this. For the Metagame Book Club, we'd like to invite you to Voxer. And we are using Voxer. Just email Trish Cloud and go ahead and put something up on Google Plus, and she will get you invited. For Wednesday, we are going to suggest that you do Shelfie Wednesday. We had a couple people do it last week. Let's try and do it again this week. Shelfie Wednesday is the Read for Fun group does hashtag Shelfie Wednesday, where you take a picture of your book and tweet it out. And now they've put another twist on it. Well, why don't you Periscope reading a passage or maybe a page and go ahead and put it out on Twitter? It's something that you might even want to consider having your students do. So, to remind you, the readings are going to go until the end of the week, which is the 8th. But we're going to have a closing keynote. So if you know her from Second Life, she is Lear Lobo. And she is going to be closing with a futuristic kind of keynote with us. So that's all for week 3, and we'll be seeing you online. Thanks.